Afternoon. So today I will start with your new topic, that is quadratic equations. First of all, let us make it clear what we have to study here in class 10. What are those areas which we need to cover, and what are the types of question we need to prepare from our examination point of view, that is for section A, section B, section C as well as section D. The characteristic of this topic, that question can be there in any of the section. All four categories are there in this chapter. So first of all, you have to answer what is a quadratic equation. What is a quadratic equation? Quadratic equation, that is identify. Are you able to identify what is a quadratic equation? Second thing you have is to solve that quadratic equation. I'm writing equal to and n. Please make it clear. That is the short way to write the equation. Sign of equal to with n, that denotes somewhere is equation. Now solve means there are three ways which you need to discuss here. One is factorization, whatever is possible for you. Mainly you will be taking help of your middle term splitting. Then is this is factorization method. Stress will be given to middle term splitting most of the times. Then it is your quadratic formula. Very interesting and very easy. What is that is, I will be using x is equal to minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac whole upon 2a. So by using this formula we can solve the quadratic equation. And the third is by the method of completing the square. Completing the squares. What does it means? Means I have to convert either in terms of a plus b whole square or a minus b whole square. Only two perfect squares are there. So I will be converting that equation either in the form of your a plus b whole square or a minus b whole square by using the certain steps which are required to go for this particular method. And then the last part also is there, to discuss the nature of roots. Nature of roots of the given quadratic equation. That can also be the part of your question paper. And moreover, you have to do in problem sum forms also. Problem sums are also there of all those categories what we showed in our linear equation problem related to distance and time, age problems, two-digit number problems, upstream downstream problems, time and work problems, and some other like your fixed charges and all you finished in your linear equation. All those, the difference only here and there is what in that we were free to work out within the two variables, and here we have to work out with the one variable. So that I will come to that particular part of solving the problem sums at last. And in each exercise, like your previous topic, the questions are added in the shape of your problem sums. Definitely we will be doing those all. So first of all, we will start with the identification part. What is the quadratic equation? We did polynomial. No, in polynomial, most of the time we have spoken about the quadratic polynomial, that is of degree 2, and find the zeros and verify. So polynomial we said is a algebraic expression. So here this is a equation and the degree is always 2. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. This is the quadratic equation. So be careful about that. Standard form everywhere you have to identify. So standard form of the polynomial also we said ax square plus bx plus c only. We did not use sign of equal to because that was a algebraic expression. And here I am talking about equation, so I need to use the sign of equal to. That's why I am saying ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So you need to identify that. So now what are the precautions I need to take while I am speaking about the identification point of view, how to identify the given equation is a quadratic equation or not. So first of all, please take care the degree is 2 here. So if the degree is less than 2, that never is a quadratic equation. It is more than 2 except 4, because we did in polynomials also. If it is power 4, that can be converted into biquadratic, because 4 can be expressed as like x raised to the power 4, I can write as x square whole square. So degree in terms of degree 2. So that is only the exception. Otherwise, no other powers more than 1 or like less than 1 are never possible in this quadratic equation. So power must be equal to 2. Otherwise, that is not lying in quadratic equations. So that is the main thing you have to take care while you are doing the question of identification. Suppose I am saying check whether your x square plus 3 is a quadratic equation. So answer is yes. I have not to focus ki whether x is there or not. That is not the criteria. I have to simply see that power is 2 and variable is x. So x square plus 3 definitely is a quadratic equation. But if you are saying that x plus 3 is a quadratic equation, no, it is not, because degree is not 2. Degree when is less than 2, then that is not a quadratic equation. If you are saying ki 3x square plus under root x is a quadratic equation, so now you see x raised to the power 1 by 2 is there, that you have to check the degree is 2 there. So yes, it is. Then here suppose you are saying under root 3x square plus 4, again that is yes, because degree is 2. Degree is 2. So in that way you have to make sure whether x is lying or constant term is lying or not. Like here it is not lying, so that is not a quadratic equation. So here also x raised to the power 1 by 2 is there, so you need to find out whether this is a quadratic equation and just try to answer this also. Okay, what can be done here? And while I'm speaking about this and this, I'm very much sure that this is not, this is yes, this is yes. So here also you see that x is not there, doesn't matter x is lying or not, but degree must be equal to 2, then it is always a quadratic equation. So please keep a check upon the degrees. Your first question of your exercise 4.1, I think there are 8 parts given to you. So everywhere you have to see whether the equation is consisting of degree 2 or not, first thing. And then standard form ax square plus bx plus c is there, satisfying that or not, and then definitely you can proceed in that way. So when I'm speaking from solution point of view, that you'll start with the next exercise, so you have to check, please make sure are you okay with your middle term splitting. Otherwise try to consult your books of class 8 specially, or if any one in your neighborhood or your younger brother or sister are there. So number of questions we have added to their assignments based upon the middle term splitting. Otherwise I also can give you in one of the assignment 10 to 20 question based upon that. So you please do that if it is possible. Always give preference to this. Second, I said quadratic formula when we will proceed in our exercises. Conditional question if is there, then you are free to do this, and you know moreover what is A, what is B and what is C. Then you can use those values, write those values, substitute those values, and you will be able to get the value of x. As I said, the degree is 2, so always the possibility of 2 answers is there. Then we will discuss in detail about the method of completing completion of squares when we will be there conditionally to do those questions. And finally, the problem sums, as are the part of your first exercise also. So definitely I need to focus. You can start in two variables. That is not a condition कि always I have to start with one variable only. But at the later stage, you can express that one variable in terms of other to convert the two variables in terms of one variable. So suppose I'm giving you the example of your first part of your this question number 2. Here it is given to you is the area of a rectangular plot is 528 meters square. Better you try to start writing your answer in your own ways. Now, if you have noticed, I don't know what we are doing in class 10. Whatever you have learned, that is your knowledge, you have gained up to class 9. We are using that all, either the formula or the identity or the knowledge of units or conversion of units, whatsoever it is, we are winding up that part now, so that all knowledge will be checked over here. So if you see this question, the area of a rectangular plot is 528 meters square. So you write down whatever is given, try to collect that information. Area of a rectangle is given to you, and what is that equal to? 528 and meters square. Then it is the length of the plot is one more than twice the breadth. You know, immediately you write that length into breadth is equal to 528. Also, in your own way, what is given, try to decode the language, whatever is given. The length of the plot means I am taking L. Is means is equal to one more than twice of its breadth, twice of its breadth plus one. Wonderful. You see, try to feel that goodness within yourself somewhere. What we called is feel good factor. No, so L into B, everybody knows area of rectangle. How to use that? Now two variables are there. I said ki I can express one in terms of other. So if this is number one you have taken, and from here you are putting that into one, what does it become? 2b plus 1 into b is equal to 528, isn't it? So what I did, simply I applied the knowledge what do I have already gained up to my previous class. And now if you multiply this, that is 2b square plus b, and if I'll take minus 528 to this side is equal to 0. So now ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 is the standard form. I will be speaking in terms of your always standard form is there in plus. Ax square plus bx plus c, where c is minus 528. So that I have got now, and what I have to do is we need to find the length and breadth of the plot. So now you see the question is belonging to your middle term splitting somewhere. So 1056, you need to factorize it. So start doing the factorization. I hope all of you are perfect in that part. So if you see, this is 32 and this is 33. So 32 and 33 will solve your purpose, I think, definitely. Middle term is consisting of plus, so greater will be plus and smaller will be minus. The greater term always will be consisting of the middle term sign. So then you can express it 2b square, that is minus 32b plus 33b minus 528 is equal to 0. So if you take here 2b common, it will be what? B minus 16. Then you take 33 common, again you will find here that is somewhere equal to b minus 16 is equal to 0. So then 2b plus 33 and this is b minus 16 is equal to 0. So don't use sign of equal to twice. So this implies, so when your 2b plus 33 is equal to 0, so b is equal to what? Minus 33. Neglect it. Breadth can never be negative. when b is equal to b minus 16 is equal to 0. B minus 16 is equal to 0, so this implies b is equal to 16. So your breadth will be equal to 16 length, so therefore you can put there 2 into 16 plus 1, so that is equal to 33. So then you can check if you'll multiply, so you'll be getting the area is equal to 528. So in that way I'm just sharing with you how smoothly you can proceed if you have the previous knowledge of splitting of your middle term, as well you know how to do the factorization and all. So that is somewhere very very important here. I think it's simply you are asked to express that up to this part only, so I need not to solve, but I have solved just to make you understand how I can proceed in problem sums to get those dimensions whatsoever were missing just in the beginning. So second part is you are based upon your consecutive positive integers. So if the first integer you are taking is x, so second definitely will be what? X plus 1. Then it is given that product of the consecutive integers, so take x into x plus 1, and that is equal to 306. Will give you the quadratic equation. Again you can think about those consecutive by getting the value of x. Then it is second is based upon each problem, already we have finished in our previous topic. And then distance and time is there in fourth part, that also we shared in our previous exercise. So third and fourth also you try today, and moreover try to confirm whether are you clear with this. What is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, what is a, what is b, and what is c. So a is the coefficient of x square, b is the coefficient of x, and c is the constant term all the time. So nothing new we are doing here, but the chapter is written as quadratic equation. So what you did in your polynomials, that is only ax square plus bx plus c, but you have to write is equal to 0. That's why in equation always we are using the sign of equal to there. So first identification, degree must be equal to 2. So most of the times two answers are possible according to the question we need to check. And then you can verify the answers also if it is conditional verify, otherwise no need. Then I will proceed tomorrow towards the next exercise. So till then you try it, go through, try to understand the basics, whatever I have shared with you today. Thank you.